Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends of CONVOCO, a very warm welcome to all of you. CONVOCO 2023 will take as its theme, how sustainable is the open society in case of emergency? Halten die Systeme im Ernstfall. It was, of course, a deliberate decision that we chose the word Ernstfall, a case of emergency. A case of emergency, this means that we have already passed the stage of crisis. The situation is more serious and more urgent. Since the beginning of this century, we have seen crisis has followed crisis. The result is, among many that one could list, high inflation and a sense that our democratic institutions are failing or no longer fulfilling the purposes for which they were created. At the same time, we also face climate change, biodiversity loss, and a war in Europe. Since the Second World War, there have been 46 major wars in the world. And we are facing an enormous flow of migrants. These are just some of the main issues. The gravity of the situation may not be obvious in every aspect. Nevertheless, it is recognizable. These are stern times. Today's problems are compounded, or at least influenced, by the fact that these are times of change. We are facing dramatic technological innovation. The age of AI is upon us. Being confronted with such non-stop rapid innovation will be challenging for societies. The current predicament prompts a number of questions. Among them, are the systems that form the foundations of our world order resilient? For example, the rule of law, the financial system, or the WHO, to name three from very different fields. Will we, as societies, be able to embrace the coming changes fast enough? And can we adopt and preserve the best aspects of our political systems at the same time? Or are we heading towards a situation of collapse? This is what the CONVOCO Topic 2023 is about. Fundamental and accidental questions have arisen. Nevertheless, we do not yet have an entirely doom and gloom scenario. There is a lot of hope that we will manage and succeed. I am an optimist, and as we know, every crisis brings opportunity. Coming back to the question of systems, this evening focuses on the systems of democracy. And we are honored to have Professor David Runciman from the University of Cambridge with us to discuss the question, is authoritarianism in retreat? This may seem like a surprisingly optimistic question. We all live under the impression that the opposite is the case. Countries like China seem to gain more and more power and influence. Within the EU, countries like Hungary and Poland show an increased tendency towards strong leadership. Nevertheless, recent years have also seen prominent leaders with authoritarian tendencies lose power at the ballot boxes. And a 2022 study published by the Bennett Institute for Public Policy, Cambridge, concluded that populist leaders worldwide have experienced declining approval ratings during the pandemic. Yet, at the same time, evidence suggests that satisfaction with democracy continues to falter. How should these observations be interpreted? Is the autocratic system getting stronger? Are we seeing just a short blip in a long-term trend? The answers to these questions could not be more important. Paul Nolte, Professor for Modern and Contemporary History of the Freie Universität Berlin, kindly agreed to give tonight the introduction. I'm honored and delighted. A very warm welcome to you, Professor Nolte. May I now hand over.